panhandlers are stepping up their pleas for money in the freezing weather. But police and our Call 6 investigators are finding out some are not as needy as they claim to be. Our hidden cameras are in action on the street corners all over the city, and we're finding some surprises. Investigative reporter Stephen Dean is piecing them together.
Well, some big surprises. They're using the cold weather to convince people to donate, and we found some holding signs of lies to get your money. Now, when police are issuing tickets for illegal panhandling, the panhandlers are required to hand over ID and tell the truth about where to send the ticket. Well, police and our hidden cameras are following that trail to some decent homes. In the single-digit cold, even in recent snowstorms, our hidden cameras found this man at work day after day on this corner. His sign says he's homeless and hungry, and he makes sure drivers see a seriously pronounced limp. His left leg looks like he's marching on East 56th Street ramp from I-465. And here's the story he gives when our Call 6 investigators team approaches undercover in traffic.
What's up with your leg? Did you hurt it?
When I was a kid, when I was 8 years old, some kids pushed me in front of the school bus.
They pushed you in front of a school bus. How long you been homeless?
For about 2 years.
About 2 years? You got no place to, where do you sleep at night?
On the railroad tracks, I got a tent I sleep in.
We pull away, and then he shows more drivers his homeless sign and that serious limp. He's about to find out we've been watching his routine for hours, spanning 5 days. Each night, we found him folding up his sign and jumping on a bike. His donations get him the same chicken dinner each night, and then he's pedaling hard, as it turns out, to his family's warm home a mile away on East 46th Street. In his own yard, we don't see that exaggerated limp. He seems to walk just fine. We showed our video to someone we saw giving to other panhandlers.
I think it's ridiculous. I mean, I really do. They stand out here all day and make more money than we do.
Once the Call 6 investigators recorded the same routine day after day, limping and then not limping at this man's home, we have to ask about the claims he's making to get your cash. How long you been homeless, sir?
I don't want to do this. Please, no.
You can't tell me how long you've been homeless? Here's the house you're going into every night, sir. That's not homeless.
Buyer beware. Do you really know that these individuals have the barriers or have the needs that they're expressing? You don't know.
Panhandling is illegal in the streets or within 50 feet of an intersection, and police are writing dozens of tickets. When people are truly homeless, police say they're listed as homeless on their panhandling citations. But all over town, like here at 86th and Keystone, we found people getting ticketed for panhandling and telling police they're not homeless at all. One man keeps getting tickets here and listing his address at this home, where computer searches show he's even receiving mail here. Now, about that limp, this man's mom tells us he's a 33-year-old unemployed welder paying child support for 3 children. She would not give us his name, but his mom says he may be telling some lies on the street corner because he gets $53 a week unemployment, and she does not remember him ever being hit by a bus as a kid. Are you trying to fool people to get money out of them? Are you trying to trick people, sir? Now, that man's mother says he's always had food. He's always had a place to sleep whenever he wants it. Now, as for the others police find holding homeless signs and going home to houses, well, we were unable to locate them. We tried to track them down. We couldn't get their side of the story.
So many people give money hoping it will help. Did any of these police cases say where that donated money's going?
Oh, yeah. Several of the police cases mentioned that they found actually drugs on the people they were arresting, panhandling. So they say that it is fueling a drug problem in many cases, and that's why some of the homeless advocates say giving money on the street corner can actually make things worse.
The news tonight at 5, there is nothing that can soothe the mind and stir the soul as much as music, which can make it a very convenient tool of persuasion.
Yeah, in a Mobile parking lot, NBC 15's Darwin Singleton found out the most beautiful music can lead to some very sour notes.
No, it wasn't what I expected to hear last December as I left the Lowe's store on the I-65 service road in Mobile. The source of this symphony was one man on an electric violin with a recorded musical accompaniment. At his side, a woman who took donations as he played nearby. At his feet, a sign that read, "I need a little donation for rent and food in the name of Jesus." His performance was intoxicating, so impressive I had to learn more. So what's your name?
My name is Stefan, sir.
Stephenson? Say it again for me.
Yes, Stefan.
Where are you from?
I'm from Italy.
But the more I talked with Stefan, the less he seemed to understand me, especially when we got to the subject of donations. And so you're taking donations is it for you or church or someone?
Yes, for me.
Where do you live? Are you just here in Mobile passing through or what?
No. I'm not speaking very good English, sir.
Oh, are you just passing through or do you live here now? Do you Later, looking more closely at my video, I noticed our musician might not be all he seemed. Shouldn't the music stop when the bow is lifted from the instrument? I decided against sharing it, which brings me to this week at a shopping center just outside of Kalamazoo, Michigan, where Sinclair reporter Chris Yu encountered a remarkably similar scene. A man playing the violin, a sign pleading for money to help with food and rent, and a female companion looking on. Neither seemed to speak English very well either. And when Chris approached them, he also noticed something unusual. Turns out this is not just a Mobile thing or a Kalamazoo thing, it is a nationwide thing. And apparently neither did the musician in Pinellas Park, Florida, say police there, nor the violin player in Montgomery County, Maryland, say police there. And there are others. As for the musician in Mobile, he and his lady friend were gone within minutes after I captured this video, prompting me to offer this bit of advice to you. Be cautious when you find yourself seduced by musicians using violin strings to tug at your heartstrings to get at your purse strings.
People claiming to need money to help with a baby's bone marrow transplant are still lingering around intersections in Eugene. It has some people concerned because of similar asks across the country. Thank you for joining us. I'm Renee McCullough.
And I'm Matt Templeman. It's unclear where that money actually goes, and now people are convinced it's a scam. KEZI 9 News reporter Joey Vaca shows us why police really can't stop it, but you can.
People in Eugene have started catching on to this bone marrow scam on street corners around town. But when it comes to getting them off the streets, law enforcement agencies are in a tough spot.
It's not against the law. You're voluntarily giving your money to somebody because they're telling you something. You believe them, you hand them the money. But guess what? 9 out of 10 times it's a scam and there's nothing that can be done about it.
Scammers like the ones being spotted in Eugene are smart and know what they can and can't get away with. Janina Rager with Eugene Police says looks can be deceiving, and it's on the people in their cars to not cave in.
Just listening to someone on the street, a lot of people can look really professional and they really just kind of rake on your heartstrings and so forth, but ask questions, and if you don't really feel like they're giving you what you need to know, chances are you're probably being scammed.
Our own team confronted them over the weekend and saw firsthand they do not answer questions.
Come talk to me. If it's real, come talk to me. Let me help you out.
James Thomas has seen them around town for weeks and also decided to confront them. He says what they claim to need the money for makes him skeptical.
Legitimate people that have this problem within their family or loved ones, there's other avenues. You can go through hospitals and special care facilities and things like that. Standing out on a street corner getting nickels and dimes and dollars and stuff, it sends up a lot of red flags.
When it comes to something like this, Thomas says awareness can play a big part in stopping it.
We just have to get the word out there, make these people famous, if you will, or infamous, and hopefully they'll go away, go somewhere else.
Eugene Police says it's extra important to be informed about who you give money to, and when you're trying to help someone, think about where that money might be going.